As German forces advanced across the Soviet Union, they encountered an ever-increasing numbers of enemy tanks on the battlefield. Each and every German division had a Panzerjägerabteilung, an anti-tank battalion equipped with anti-tank guns. Originally, it was their task to fight and destroy enemy armor. But in reality, the German infantry units often found themselves pitted against tanks without any anti-tank support. This fact led to the development of specialized tactics and awards for individual tank hunters. Few soldiers faced as dangerous a task as the German Panzerknacker, a term meaning tank breaker. These were infantry soldiers tasked with close quarters combat against enemy tanks, a job requiring immense bravery and skill, especially given the limited weaponry available to infantry units for destroying armored vehicles in the first part of the war. To honor these soldiers' heroism, in March of 1942, the German Army High Command introduced the Tank Destruction Badge, or the Sonderabzeichen für das Niederkämpfen von Panzerkampfwagen durch Einzelkämpfer, a unique decoration awarded to those who successfully destroyed enemy tanks in single-handed combat. The Tank Destruction's badge design was simple but symbolic. A blackened Panzer IV tank silhouette embroidered on a silver or gold bar, which was worn on the upper left sleeve of the uniform. Each badge represented the destruction of a single tank, and a soldier could earn multiple badges if they destroyed multiple tanks. The silver badge was awarded for the destruction of a single tank, and the gold badge after the destruction of 5 enemy tanks. These badges could be awarded posthumously, and the recipients were celebrated as heroes within their units and communities, earning the respect of their comrades for their courage and the face of incredible danger. To receive the Tank Destruction Badge, soldiers needed to meet specific criteria, including the soldiers had to destroy the tank alone or in a way where their actions were the primary cause of the tank's incapacitation. Team efforts did not qualify. Only handheld or close combat weapons were considered eligible. These included weapons like hand grenades, mines, and later in the war, shoulder-fired anti-tank weapons such as the Panzerfaust. Each tank kill had to be confirmed by eyewitnesses and documented by officers in the soldiers' unit. This ensured the badge was awarded for genuine act of valor. These requirements meant that only soldiers who engaged in the most dangerous close-range combat with enemy armor could earn this badge. By the end of the war, approximately 18,000 tank destruction badges were awarded, with the majority being in silver. The German Panzerknacker was equipped with an array of improvised and evolving anti-tank weapons. Initially, soldiers relied on standard grenades and mines, which were both challenging and dangerous to use against a moving tank. However, by 1943, more advanced anti-tank weaponry became available, particularly as German engineers developed purpose-built infantry anti-tank weapons. Introduced in 1943, the Panzerfaust was a single-shot, disposable anti-tank weapon. It could penetrate even the thick armor of a Soviet T-34, providing a much-needed boost to infantry anti-tank capabilities. These weapons allow the Panzerknacker to strike tanks with greater accuracy and from a safer distance, although the job was still very dangerous. Many tank hunters used camouflage and surprise tactics, hiding in buildings, rubble, or forests to ambush advancing tanks. They aimed for vulnerabilities such as the rear of the tank, or attempted to immobilize the vehicle by disabling their tracks. The tank destruction badge has remained a subject of historical interest as it symbolizes a unique form of courage and the harsh realities of infantry versus tank combat. And now, let's see the top 10 holders of the tank destruction badge in the German army. Number 10, Hans-Georg Bork. He was a highly decorated captain of a Panzer Pioneer battalion. He destroyed 4 tanks and received the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross as well. Number 9, Heinrich Ahrens. He commanded an anti-tank gun crew during the war. In 1944, he continued to fight with his gun even after his entire crew had been wiped out by Soviet artillery fire. He inflicted heavy losses on the attacking Soviet infantry by firing high explosive rounds, and he continued to fight them off with hand grenades as the attackers pushed past him on the sides and attacked from the rear. Ahrens knocked out the first one with the Panzerfaust and thereby forced the remainder to fall back. Ahrens' bravery significantly contributed to the prevention of a Soviet breakthrough. It was during this action that Ahrens earned his 4th tank destruction badge for knocking out a Soviet T-34 tank with hand grenades. Number 8, Josef Beckmann. Beckmann distinguished himself in an area west of Orel. Under covering fire, he destroyed a total of 4 Soviet tanks, one after the other, with mines over a 3-hour period. For this reason, he was later awarded the Knight's Cross. Number 7, Oskar Wolkerstorfer. He was an Austrian Waffen-SS officer with the rank of Hauptsturmführer or captain during the war. Among other things, he was also the holder of the German Cross in Gold and many other awards. He was one of the most decorated soldiers of the war. Among his decorations are 4 tank destruction badges and the Golden Wound Badge. Number 6, Bodo Sprantz. Sprantz was a German officer and a successful assault gun commander. In October of 1943, he was awarded the Oak Sleeves to the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross. Awarded for having destroyed 50 enemy tanks since the start of the war until September of 1943. He also had 4 tank destruction badges. Number 5, Michael Pössinger. He served in the mountain troops of the German army and was a recipient of the Knight's Cross. Later, he led an anti-tank platoon during the war and finished the conflict with 5 tank destruction badges. Number 4, Johannes Matthias Höhnscheid. Hohenscheid was originally a war correspondent of a propaganda company and an officer of the German paratrooper force. Hohenscheid knocked out 7 Sherman tanks with close combat weapons and became the first Knight's Cross holder of the Propagandatruppen. Number 3. Eugene Volo. Volo was a Frenchman with the rank of Unterscharführer or second lieutenant in the Waffen-SS. In April of 1945, about 350 men volunteered to go to fight in the Battle of Berlin in a unit which became known as the Sturmbataillon Charlemagne. Volo destroyed altogether 10 tanks with a Panzerfaust near the Führer bunker. He was killed on the 2nd of May 1945 by a Red Army sniper. Number 2. Adolf Peichel. He was an Austrian Waffen-SS officer with the rank of Untersturmführer. He destroyed 11 enemy tanks during the war. Peichel survived the war and died at the relatively young age of 51, apparently as a result of his numerous injuries from the war. And number 1. Günther Fietzens. A record holder of the tank destruction badge was Günther Fietzens. He single-handedly destroyed 21 enemy tanks with handheld explosives such as the Panzerfaust or grenades. He earned 4 tank destruction badges in gold and 1 in silver. After the war, he joined the Bundeswehr in 1956 and retired as a colonel in 1980. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel please and press the bell notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.